You want to know what happens when you have sex?
This. All right. It
So, I need 2 of you to drink these bottles of Coke. I feel like it needs to be Cameron and Carl, and
No, I
because
can't.
you two.
I can't. I'll get so sick. I just drink half this coffee.
This is the
Well,
guy.
that
This is the
sounds
guy
like a
with
personal
no film in his
problem.
camera.
No filming like that. All right.
Jeez.
I'll give you.
I had a pass.
I'll buy you a coffee.
Cameron's never had a pass, so that's different.
I know.
He was
That's
just a good
part
church.
of
He
why
was just a
I
good
asked.
church
That dad
kid.
pass.
He's out of
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, chug it. Go. Chug it.
Chug it, chug it. Oh gosh, he's dripping. Go, he's winning.
Frank
Come on, Carl. No, you can't do it. Breathe through your nose, Don. Breathe through your nose. He's almost done.
The old days, Carl.
Come on. See it going down.
Look at the eyes.
Oh, Carl. He's
Look at his eyes.
Oh, it's almost done. Wow. He came back.
I've never done anything so difficult. Oh my gosh, I feel terrible.
Finish that up,
that's
man.
awful.
Just one more sip.
Oh, I
just for-
feel awful.
I don't know if you need to.
Oh, it's terrible. There's a massive air pocket.
You're finishing it.
Do you even like Coke?
I mean, you don't have to finish it now. We're gonna be here for a little bit.
Way to take my
Done.
tea.
He's hit the bathroom.
And that's like
or-
authentic. That's
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
real
that's
sugar.
Sweetened with
Yeah.
sugar.
That's a real sugar.
Go
right
check
there.
your blood level.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, pure diabetes.
Cheers.
Diabetes. I've got that. There's essential oil for that.
This is essential oil. Diabetes.
Cheers to Daxi in turn for finding us the real stuff.
There you go, that's it.
Because we need a bottle. Because we are going to play Spin the Bottle.
Whoa!
This is church, right?
I did not see that coming.
It's not a good game.
I'm just upset
They play this in 13 going on 30. Yes. This is a little bit of an inappropriate game, especially considering
With married
I think
staff.
every guy here is married. You're married. I
Yellow
don't,
cards.
I don't
Yellow
want to
cards.
kiss any of you, but I think that we could have some fun with this game.
Agreed.
So, I have asked some students to give me questions that they have about love, sex, and dating. So, spin the bottle. Pretty simple. You literally spin the bottle. But our version of the game is I am going. Yeah, could you finish that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a champ.
If the bottle lands on you, you have to answer or do something on the card of the person who spun the bottle.
Oh.
I'm going to spin the bottle.
gosh.
Sound good?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. It can't land on me also. I
Please, no.
get a respin.
Wow, that is
so
that's
slick.
Go forever.
Well,
Amazing.
Clearly don't spin.
it had to be this way. It had to be.
Why do you have so many cards?
Amazing.
It's like a magnet.
Andrew's
Okay,
got 37.
there we go.
Okay, I feel like we should start with the challenge.
Oh,
And so,
obviously.
Carl, I would like you to do your best impression of a baby being born.
Hey, you've seen it.
I've seen it. I've seen it twice.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
First
I'm a
hand.
baby being
Of a
born.
Yeah,
baby
take
being
the.
born.
Gotta
I
take
know.
the beanie off. Gotta go
The
bald.
baby doesn't come out with
Head down.
It doesn't come out with hair on.
Hannah, did you ask if you could be the girl?
No, I said.
I asked if I could move.
Oh, that's a better.
Oh yeah, it's even better.
Definitely.
That was weird. What is the pillow?
Have you guys not seen a baby?
Oh god. I gotta go.
It's a baby being born.
Yes, I'm the baby!
You thought he was the mom?
No, he was the dad.
I'm the baby! That was the baby!
He was reenacting
I was-
his part.
That's-
when his
Yeah,
kids
that was
were
my,
born.
that was me when my kids
That was
came
him
out.
when Georgia came out.
I just like Colton slowly leaning away the whole time. Get away, get away.
Okay, Carl, you now get to spin the bottle.
Oh,
Spin it too fast.
Spin,
Yeah,
very
spin
gently.
it slow.
Slow-mo.
Good sleek ratio.
Yeah.
There's some lacquer on this board.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was
Yeah,
really
that
good.
was
That was
What?
great. That was a great roll.
It's gonna land. What happens if it lands on you?
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Josh!
Josh!
Got him.
Yeah,
Alright.
bro.
Hit me.
So I'll ask you a question.
Fire away.
Let's, come on.
I want to see.
Here's a question from one of our students. How far is 2
far? How far is too far?
Excellent question. If you're asking the question, how far is too far, you are already too far, especially mentally.
Okay.
So if you have to even get to the place to wonder, you've already gone too far. And the reason why I say that is because you can't actually put that thought into your mind unless you have a specific example in mind for that question to be answered about. And we're already asking the wrong question. So the real question you should be asking is, what kinds of things should I be having conversation with now that are worth talking about in safe environments so that that isn't the thing that I'm exploring mentally?
So once you set up the line, you're already...
Bingo.
Huh. I don't know if I agree with that. So you think, so if I'm like, hey, I'm not going to kiss, or sorry, if I say kissing is the line, then is that, I don't, does that make sense? Like if I say kissing is the line.
So I guess if you talk about it like that,
Yeah.
maybe.
You're really playing it pure, Carl.
You're going for the very pure approach, which is great. You should have that. But I'm saying, like, when I was in high school or middle school, like, I wasn't having that conversation in my head.
Kissing was just getting
theoretically.
Started. Okay, that's fair.
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically
You aren't a
speaking.
Christian yet.
I was using, like, a specific example in my mind.
Asking for a
how
friend
far
here.
is that?
Asking for a friend.
Is that too far? Yeah, so that's where I was.
Love it.
Jeez.
This is like Price is Right when you're trying to land on the hundreds.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
it's
is
true.
terrifying.
Come on, guys. Price is Right.
Got lacquer.
This is a joke.
Cam?
Okay.
Cam?
More
You
tennis.
choose.
More tennis.
Is love possible in high school?
Ooh, okay. So I think that love is a commitment. Okay, I think that love is a commitment to someone, not just feelings that we have. And so I think that if you're able to commit to sacrificially being fully there for a person, then I think it could be possible. But I think that's a pretty loaded thing to say. Like if you say that you are in love and you're loving someone, I think that you're signing up to be fully committed to them and sacrificially loving them with all that you are. And so I think that's a big ask.
What do you mean by sacrificially commit? Like I gave you my lunch one day?
No, like I think
That's a sacrifice for me.
That's a big in high school.
Thank you.
That's a huge sacrifice. I would never give you my
Never.
lunch.
That is true love.
This is over.
We're obviously not going for me. I'll take a picture of you with my camera with no film.
I am not giving you my lunch. I am not giving you my lunch.
So I think that lust and love get confused a lot of the time, right? So people often think that they're in love when really they just have like intense feelings for someone or attraction towards someone, and I think that is lust. That's not love. And so love is saying, hey, I'm committing to serving you with all that I am and giving up, being willing to give up my life for yours. And I think that when you get to that point, that is a space of love for someone. And so, yeah, I think that someone in high school could get to that point. But I think that if you're going to declare that you better know what's at stake if you're actually saying that.
You guys got together in high school.
Oh yeah, you.
Somebody in this circle.
Would you say that you guys loved each other in high school?
Oh, no. Not. Like, I cared for her deeply, but no, I would say that while it often is lust and love, I think sometimes, too, the feelings can be pure. They're just immature. They're young. They're new feelings. And
Not
so
developed.
they're not developed, right? Because love is commitment, it's sacrifice, it's surrender. So while I do agree with you, and I think that some of those initial feelings can be lust, I think oftentimes they're just inexperienced.
Yeah.
They're feelings, right? But they don't know what it's like to truly put the other person first yet, because that takes time.
Yeah.
That takes time to develop. So yeah, well, my wife and I,
that's good.
Allie, were
Yeah.
dating, in high school, however you want to define dating. We were exclusive. We had a long ways to go to learn what it meant to truly give ourselves away to the other person.
Oh my God! Well, we can keep the conversation going.
All right,
so- Let's go.
Tyler.
Yes.
I would like you to pretend I'm your child, and I want you to act out giving me the talk.
Oh my gosh. We're doing the birds and the
Because
bees.
you're about to have a daughter.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
crazy. So in less
I
than a
just-
month, we're having a baby girl.
Yeah, I just
So
wanna
imagine 10
help
years from now.
get
you
you
need to
ready.
tell her.
What are we going? 11, 12, 13?
She's not allowed to come to a
She's
relationship
10 years
before.
old.
It's weird.
The-
Okay.
we cannot
10.
talk.
Okay.
Only Tyler
She's
and
never
Hannah.
played spin the
Okay.
bottle.
Yep.
Go.
Okay.
Do we
Always
need to
picture
do
with the
this right
boys.
now?
Baby girl.
Picture with the girl. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do this right now. You're 10 years old.
I don't know.
You're my daughter. Okay, here we go.
Dad, are you about to say something that I don't want to hear?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so I just want to let you know that I want to talk to you about something pretty serious, and it may be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but you know
I
we have
feel
a great
uncomfortable.
relationship, and you know I love you, and you love me, so we can talk about this because I care about you. I just want to let you know, baby, that there's no one like you, that you were created in God's image, that He knit you together in your mother's womb, that He loves you dearly, and that there is no boy, you know Daddy believes this, that is deserving of your love. You know that, right?
Yes.
But one day when you grow up, Mom and I do believe that there is a right guy for you. We don't know who it's going to be. We believe God knows. But one day He's going to bring you two together. Now here's the deal. It's going to take a lot of convincing because I'm not going to be an easy one to give you away. But when that day comes and some guy is going to try and earn your trust and earn your love, it's going to take a while. But Mom and I will have that conversation with each other to see if he's worthy of you, because that's not going to be easy. Now here's the deal. Mom's going to talk to you more about the physical changes that are
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
That's not
We
me.
don't need to
That's not me.
Oh, good.
That's not me. But I want to let you
I'm
know.
nervous.
But I want to let you know that there are going to be some changes happening. That's not anything you need to be scared of or run from. That's completely natural. And that's actually God's design for your body, and that's God's
We can
design
talk
for your
about
life.
that.
Yeah, I'm not going to
You
touch
should
on
go to the
that.
relationship.
I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know.
You got a
Sign
couple
up for the
years,
Bayside
though.
This is
relationship.
as awkward as when my
that
parents
cool?
tried to have this
Is that
conversation
it?
with me.
Is that it?
That was good.
That's very-
the right
Ty, that is
Nice.
very, no, but I like what he
Get there.
did at the beginning because
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
I think
nice.
so often
That was wrong.
I think so
Yeah.
often before you
You
get
did
into
good.
like the physicality
Yeah,
parts
yeah.
of it, I think a dad or that man in your life telling you who you are in God's image, who you are in their mind. I think that maybe sets the tone first. That like I love what you said, Ty, where it's like you're precious, you're valuable, you're one of a kind. Because I think that's even some of the questions that students are first kind of engaging in.
Yeah.
It's like, am I worthy?
Right.
Am I beautiful? Am I handsome? Am I whatever? You know what I mean? And it's like, I love that I think you answered those questions first. Because I don't know. I don't want to talk to my daughter about
I feel like
that
that sets up the value
Yeah,
of
there it's perfect,
sex
Hannah.
when you are
I was
valuable.
building. I was
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
it.
You
That
were.
was a
You
very
did a
unique
great
situation.
job.
Thank
We
you.
also
Tyler,
put
that
you
was
on the
great.
spot.
I felt like a loved
Yeah.
daughter.
Carl, I feel
Normally-
like if you want to keep your girls from premarital sex, just reenact the baby thing.
Yeah, like Levi, just get that. Just get that shot.
You want to know what happens when you have sex?
This, all right? A grown man.
That needs to be a gift.
Okay, so
Grown man.
Tyler, go.
Here we go.
Slow.
Spin it.
Gently.
Opposite
Oh, he went the
direction.
other way.
He's left-handed though, so.
It's gonna come
No, I'm
back to
actually
me
right.
again.
Oh.
Hannah,
Hannah.
is that legal?
Get to read one.
All right, here we go.
No,
no,
you.
he's
You.
asking
You.
you.
All right, my turn
She has
again.
no idea how to spin the bottle.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, we
Okay,
talked
go.
about one of these, so I'm going to read this one. Hannah, my parents don't model a godly relationship. What should I do?
Ooh, that's good. Okay, I would encourage a student, if that's to go and find an awesome godly couple who does, and ask if you can spend time with them. I think getting time with a man and a woman who are married, who love Jesus, and who are modeling that, whether they have kids already or not, but like asking them intentionally, hey, my parents don't love Jesus and they're not married, and I would love to be able to witness how you guys do life. Can I jump in and be a part of your family on some basis? And like asking that, and I think the fruit of that would be really incredible.
Yeah.
Like getting to jump in and do dinner with, a family, or getting to come in and just witness how they do life and get to do that alongside. I think like find someone who can be that for you if parents aren't.
So you get to see that modeled in a household.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think pray for your parents.
Yeah.
I think like
Good
God's
touch.
not done.
Most
So,
powerful thing you can
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Whoever wrote that question is brilliant.
Yeah,
Question.
that's a great one.
Great question.
Okay,
Nice
go
pen.
ahead. Gentle.
Okay, come on,
There
there
we
you
go.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Progress.
be a professional by the
From
way.
here to there.
I don't know if
You
this
feel
is a
so
good
proud.
skill to have.
Just
Yay!
Now you
C-section.
read a question.
There's no better way. No, you
No.
read
I have no idea how this works.
Oh, okay. My friend
So confident.
My friend is
He's like-
attracted to the same sex gender. They want to come to church, but they're afraid Christians would hate them. What
Yeah.
should I do?
Just a nice softball question. There you go.
Ew.
So my friend who's same-sex attracted,
Mhm.
so gay, bisexual,
Mhm.
something of that matter.
They want to come to church, but they're afraid Christians hate them.
Yeah. What do I do?
Yeah,
I-
this is big.
This is big. I think first the whole issue of like, if I don't agree with the way that you're living, I don't agree with the way you're living, then that means now we can't be friends. Or I think sometimes as a follower of Jesus Christ, it feels like that. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm Christian and I don't agree with the way you're living, whether it's homosexuality, whether it's drinking, partying, having sex, whatever it is, gossiping. It could, it doesn't have to always be extreme. And it's like, wait, maybe we can't just be friends. And actually, I think it's the complete opposite. Because like when I look at the Bible, when I look at the life of Jesus specifically, like Jesus spent most of his time, and I think oftentimes we say Jesus spent most of his time with sinners, but I even go for more clarity, like Jesus spent most of his time with people that he didn't agree with the way that they were living.
That's good.
But he still loved them.
Yeah.
He still invited them into his life. He went to places that they were. So that's the person when he talks about in it's First Corinthians, right? Like about imitating Christ. Like that's where I would say we imitate Christ in. I don't have to agree with the way that you're living your life or the choices that you're making, but I want you to be part of my life. I want to be part of your life. And most importantly, I would say, show the love of Jesus to that person. And the love of Jesus, you're going to show it by the way that you live. You're going to show it by the way that you speak. And probably the most importantly, by the way that you treat them around other people. So I'd say, yeah, there are some Christians who are kind of boneheads and mess this up.
Yeah.
But like, I think we see it oftentimes even in our settings at all the campuses. There are kids who have same-sex attraction that come to our different environments, and it's like, hey, this is a place where it's okay to come with that stuff because we're gonna love you. We may not agree with what you're doing, but we're gonna love you the way that Christ loved us.
So you'd say invite them.
I totally
Bring
say
them.
I'd say invite them.
So good.
Invite them to church, invite them into your family, invite them into your friend circles at school, whatever it is. But inviting them doesn't mean that, hey, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And it doesn't mean that I don't love you either. So
And I think if I may, the really interesting thing about that is Jesus didn't just randomly go and be with people that he didn't fit with or whatever. So sometimes I think when we say this, students are like, okay, cool, I should just go do that.
Right.
But like Jesus was super sure where his relationship was with God.
yeah.
He had a deep knowledge and connection and understanding of his relationship with his Father. He was constantly in deep prayer and communication with God about the people that we're talking about, like that he was spending time with. And so I think sometimes like our students are like, okay, cool, like just go.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you need to really be sure of who you are in Christ and have your identity so secure and sure that when you are sharing the love of Christ with them, you're not just doing it from nothing, you're doing it from your relationship with God, because that's where Jesus came from. I mean, his preparation of 30 plus years before he started ministry and started loving on these people was what prepared him to love from. So I'd say definitely like the add on to that is, man, what are you loving them from?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if it's just the acceptance part, then it really makes it hard to have the conversation about what truth and acceptance
It's truth.
did.
It's truth and grace.
Totally.
Pastor Ray talks about the idea of being confident in your convictions.
That's good.
Like, so when I'm confident in the things that I'm like, and conviction is like, what's my bedrock? What's the solid ground that I'm standing on? The things that are unchanging for me. When I'm solid and confident in those convictions, that's what allows me to speak forward. That's what allows me to have that platform. And so, yeah, love them and be confident.
So this is so good. So many questions. We are actually going to break this up into 2 episodes because we could not confine this to just one little bit. So stay tuned. Check it out. Next week, you will see next week's episode.